Hey, what's going on, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, and Saturns? I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for you guys for the Sun going into the opposite sign of Cancer. So just embrace it as much as you can and embrace yourselves. And this reading is towards your love life, career life, and business life. I've put the card for you guys off camera, so I'm going to just leave it just because it came out naturally. And also, I just want to remind you guys, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Saturn's in Cancer. Anyone, if you got that in your natal chart, then this is for you. And the first card that I did take out was, well, it fell out, was King of Clubs. Meaning you guys are going to be giving your grand support, to some type of learning experience or some type of frustration. We don't know if it's positive or negative, even though, how can frustration and learning be positive? Sometimes it is. Obviously, there's a yin and yang to everything, no matter how good or bad it is. So until we pluck some more cards, we'll see which side of the scale it falls on. But right now, it's just saying that you guys are giving grand support to some type of learning experience. So we'll see what else we got going on. Boom. Come right out. Okay. 10. This actually wanted to come out earlier too. That's pretty wild. 10 of diamonds. So let's get it. Let's tie this all together. So you guys are giving grand support to some type of frustration, and that's got you falling back from gifts. So that's not good. 10 meaning falling back. 10 is not the completion. 10 represents when you're falling back from something. When you're starting over, you're starting from scratch, or you're just going back or just falling away from something that you started or was going to start or have started, things of that nature. So they got you falling back from gifts because you're giving your grand support to frustration instead of gifts that surround you in your environment, or that you're involved with, or that you may know of. And when it comes to a person, place, or thing in your love, business, or career life, anywhere in there, instead of you giving time and effort to that, to something that's worthwhile and can be useful for you, you're actually falling back from that because of because you're giving your grand support to some type of frustration. This is an element, I guess the positive nature, but the positive nature of a club card would be learning. Learning something is the positive nature of it. The negative side of it, which will be depicted on if you guys got, whatever card you got after it. But it's a 10 of diamonds, a negative card, not a positive card, because of the card before it, which was a black king card. So you guys are giving grand support to frustration, and that got you falling out of some gifts and talents that you may or may not be aware of. So that's no good. Let's pluck one more card. And it's kind of too, like, the more you give yourself to this, I was just thinking that the more you give yourself to this, the less aware and potential you have to receive some gifts. So the more you give yourself to some type of frustration, and it doesn't even have to be frustrating like you may see it as frustrating. It just may be something that is overall frustrating and you may not be aware of it. That's why you're giving your grand support to it. You may be involved in something that you may think is all nice and dandy. That's why you're giving so much effort into it, so much, your mind goes towards it. And the more you do that, the farther away these gifts go. The more they fall back and they drift off into the distance until you can't see it anymore. Hopefully not, but that's how, things go when they're falling away from you. It can just not be there anymore when you actually, when people point to it, oh yeah, that was something, and then you like, oh, I could have did that. That's kind of that energy. All right, so that's no good. But we're going to pluck another card to see exactly, how that's going to all play out. Here we go. Boom. Now, this is optimistic. 4 diamonds. What's on your mind is these gifts, though. So it's almost like it's giving me the vibes like, oh, you better have thought about it. I mean, it's lucky you thinking about it, because otherwise it will go into somewhere you can't see it anymore and it's gone forever. So you actually got a nice little comeback here, Caps. Proud of you. I'm proud of you. But so yeah, so the tie it all together, giving grand support to some type of frustration that had you falling away from opportunities or gifts in that matter. Had you fallen away from it, but now it looks like you're thinking about it. You're thinking about these gifts, and you're considering it. You're reconsidering these, but you're falling back from. It's like, that's something that, you know, I really want to move away from, or that's something I shouldn't, you know, entertain. Is it something to this, whatever, you know, everyone is focusing on that I'm not focusing on, that I'm not giving grand support to? But it seems to be like, you know, it's there. I'm just letting it go. I'm not paying any mind to it because I feel like I'm focusing on something that's worth it, and it's not worth it, given it's a club, and it got you falling back from things that are worth it. But now you're thinking about that. Now you're starting to reconsider that. What's on your mind are these things now. You're starting to rethink of how you see these things now. Like that's good. That's good, because it was looking bad. If you got another dark card, I'd be like, oh man, that ain't so good. But it looks like now you're reconsidering, you know, what these things may or may not be. These gifts and talents right here that you just refuse to really give your grand support to. So at least you had a nice comeback story. That's awesome. Hopefully, you know, you actually go through the, you know, your earth sign. So hopefully you do your due diligence, which you're known for, and you think about it nice and slow, and take your time with it, so you're able to see, you know, what it's actually worth and how you could use it. You know, you guys love using things. I'm gonna keep it there. You guys love to use people, places, and things. I'm gonna keep it there. So hopefully you think a lot about this and see how it could be useful for you, and that will be awesome. So we're gonna add it up. We're gonna add up these cards right here to see what zodiac sign that you're dealing with, or what zodiac sign energy you need to utilize to rectify this situation. So we got 4 plus 10, which is 14, plus 13, which is 27. So you're dealing with a Sagittarius maybe person, or you need to utilize the Sagittarius energy to rectify the situation. Meaning you need to maybe travel more, expand your mind. When I say travel, not necessarily like get on a plane and travel, but travel within your mind, travel with the possibilities that's in the world, instead of just what you give your grand support. So don't be too stubborn now. Don't be too stubborn. Like, travel in your mind and see, like, is there anything to these kind of things that should give it thought? You know, also, Sagittarius deals with education, so maybe you need to educate yourself on the subject matter more. Maybe you think you know what this is, and that's why you're not giving it your attention or your grand support. And maybe you need to just kind of reevaluate that I mean, look like you will be with the four of diamond, but just as far as the Sagittarius energy goes, you want to just educate yourself more on that, and what's on your mind, just kind of flesh it out a little bit more and experience it, kind of dive into it, get to know it, I guess you want to say, because that's what Sag deals with. Also, in the 9th house deals with the I know. So you maybe just want to get to know it better and give it a chance, instead of, just throwing it to the wayside because you don't see the practicality in it. You don't see how it could work for everyday life and build in the real world. And it may very well be, because it is a gift, and it may very well be, and do much more than that. So you want to give it a shot, or you may just be straight up dealing with a Sagittarius, right? A person, place, or thing, not a place or thing, but a Sagittarius person. Maybe dealing with a Sagittarius person straight up. All right. So that's you guys reading for the month of Cancer. All right. So good luck to you.